What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Leader Class Ultra Magnus. Now this figure is a figure that instantly when I picked him up at the store I knew I had to get, and this figure is actually really cool and actually will complete a lot of voids within your collection and is actually one of the best Kingdom War for Cybertron and any Transformer figure I have collected. Now this video will be about taking a look at Ultra Magnus, transforming him into his robot, his other robot form, and his his vehicle form. And we're going to take a look at the box, do some size comparisons, and finally transform him. So without further ado, let's take a look at Ultra Magnus let's take a closer look at Ultra Magnus. So starting off here, we can see Ultra Magnus's face. Actually, I think the sculpting went really nice with this figure. Actually, really cool, and it even has a transparent blue piece of plastic that is on the back and on the front of his eyes. That if you put your finger in the back, it does shade a little bit, and then at certain light levels, the brighter the light, the more the eyes glow, and it certainly just brings this character to life. This figure comes with 3 accessories, that including his iconic classic blaster that we see right here. Pretty nice. I like all the hollow gaps and all the detailing with this blaster and everything. And two missile pods, which actually do look kind of cool and everything. So if you just look at them, they just look cool. Like if missiles would be firing like psh, psh, that looks certainly amazing. Now, for articulation, the head is on a ball joint which can go at full 360, lean left to right, back and forth. The whole arm is on I believe a ball joint as well, or another type of joint that can go 360. The same thing with the biceps and the wrists. I haven't bended the wrists that much, so I'm pretty sure they are on a 360-degree angle as well. The same thing applies to the other side. If you go right here, the legs will bend past 90 degrees, and they are secured by a ratchet joint near the waist. That's why you hear that little tick-tick-tick sound. And then the knees can bend at least, perhaps 45 degrees. If we just take a closer look, the knees can probably bend maybe only up to 45 degrees. So the knees don't have that much what's it called? Don't have that much articulation with the knees, but the waist and has a lot more articulation, and you have noticed that the leg has slipped out and it has clicked back on. So back to the articulation, the feet are on a hinge joint that could go about 90 degrees. And honestly, you can create some iconic poses with this figure, and honestly, this figure is actually pretty cool and pretty amazing of just looking at it. And also the color scheme is really cool. And if you do have the War for Cybertron Siege figure, the Siege figure, actually it is a complete different mold on the chest. The only same mold is on the legs and everything, but everything else is completely different on the Siege and Kingdom version. If I was deciding between two figures, I would definitely pick up the Kingdom version, because this figure looks more like a G1 accurate figure more than the Siege one. So with that being said, now let's move on to the size comparisons between Ultra Magnus and other classic 86 movie characters. So for the 86 size comparison, here we have most of the main characters in the 86 movie. I brought in the Kingdom RC figure and the rest of the 86 Studio Series figures, and honestly, Ultra Magnus does scale perfectly with all of these figures. Although Hot Rod would have been just a tiny bit taller, but since Hot Rod is like near the deluxe size, maybe that is why Hot Rod looks a little bit small. But all of these just replicates the entire 86 film. I really do like the size between Ultra Magnus and Grimlock, although I still believe Ultra Magnus should just be a tiny bit taller than Studio Series Grimlock, but that is just a minor critique that I have. Honestly, the scale between all of these figures looks amazing. The scale between mostly Ultra Magnus and Hot Rod actually does look quite amazing and cool, and the scale between Ultra Magnus and RC does look amazing as well, and Ultra Magnus's Grimlock does look as well, just as awesome as well. So without further ado, let's take a look at the box of Kingdom Ultra Magnus. So, taking a look at the box, personally, I think the box does look amazing. The artwork on the box does look cool. I do like the car mode, Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, Leader Class, and I really do love those Cybertronian letters on these boxes. Love the CGI, and we can even see in the background on a volcano, we can see the arc. Oh wait, let me just move the camera a little bit up so that you can see. We can see the arc up there, and honestly, it just looks cool. How the box does look like. On the top, it doesn't really show that much. War for Cybertron K20 and the Autobot logo. I really do like that. The top says Ultra Magnus and also has Cybertronian letters right there. If we go to the back of the packaging, we can see Ultra Magnus in both his robot form and his car form, and even he turns into a white Optimus Prime, which is kind of cool, kind of weird. Honestly, if somebody could clarify that for me, why he's an Optimus Prime, that would be great. Maybe he's an Optimus Prime just because he's a Prime, but if anybody could tell me why, that would just be great. And on the other side, we can see the same thing we get for every Kingdom or for Cybertron Trilogy. The figure that we do get that background, and that has Galvatron, Unicron, the Arc, Dinobot, Rhinox, the Nemesis, Black Arachnia, Scorponok, Megatron in his beast form, Optimus, RC, Bumblebee, Tigatron, Air Razor, Optimus Primo, Cheetor, and Rat Trap. So, and the Golden Disc right here. So honestly, I do like this whole background right here, and honestly, if they would put like just the figure, the character itself like this on just on this side, like the Studio Series, that would have been a little cooler. But still, the background does look cool. And honestly, I think I know why the boxes are shaped like this. How they do have like this kind of triangle is that if you do have other War for Cybertron Kingdom figures. For example, I'm just going to use the RC figure. If you do have other figures, you can just slide them like this, and then like I believe that is what it's for, but mostly for figures like around the same size, maybe leader classes with leader classes, Voyagers with Voyagers, and deluxes with deluxes. So honestly, that's what I think that was for. So now with that being said, let's move on to the transformation of Ultra Magnus. So let's start the transformation. So the first thing you're going to have to do, just like the original War for Cybertron Siege Ultra Magnus, you're going to have to simply just remove all of the armor, simply unclip it, and just separate it like this. Then clip again like so. Just set it off to the side for now. Just set it off to the side. Do the same process to the other side. You're going to have to just get this, just unclip it like that, clip that, throw it over there. Then after that, you're just going to have to untap this piece right here. Turn your attention to the back. Then untap that piece right here. Just untap this like so. Like that. And there, you have this whole giant piece off, which actually happens to be just Ultra Magnus's face and his chest and his back. So simply what you're going to have to do is just set it off to the side for now. Then, like we were before, turn your attention to the back. And you have to unclip these little gray pieces. Then simply slide out the shoulder pieces like so. Do the same process to the other side. Slide out the shoulder pieces. Then with that being done, you're going to have to just separate the legs from the legs. So just simply just break this piece away. Just do the same process to this leg, like so. And there you have all of his armor fully set away. So now you can clearly see this just looks like Optimus Prime. So to complete that white Optimus Prime, you're just going to have to simply just untap the back feet right here. And then you're going to have to just make sure you unclip the shoulders like so. Unhook this whole place. Get this, flip it out to make sure the blue, it was like this, so now you're just going to have to just unflip it like that. Make sure this comes out. Bring out the head, clip it inside. And then clip the arms, and then do this. And then now you have the white Optimus Prime fully transformed. And now one last step for this, you're just gonna have to just simply just push this piece upward, I believe, or hold on. Yeah, you just push this piece back like so, and then push this part upward, I believe. I did it the other day, and then Okay, you're just gonna have to have that like so. Then I believe you're supposed to have this like that. Then click it up like that. So simple. So it's very easy to do, and I noticed that many people did have trouble with that. But it is very simple. Just back up like a few seconds, and then you'll see how to do it again. And honestly, the white Optimus Prime, the Ultra Magnus Optimus Prime, just looks so cool and amazing. I do like all of this transparent blue plastic, and right here, the Autobot logo right here, all this detail, the blue plastic and the blue paint. We can even see for the face, the whole mouth is just completely painted. So are the eyes. And the whole body is mostly white and everything except the wheels. Here's the back part, which is gonna be the front of the truck mode. And honestly, this figure just looks pretty cool. And honestly, it would just make like pretty cool stop motions. And if you do have other 86 characters, it just looks like a white Optimus. It looks like Optimus Prime mixed with Jazz, because Jazz is white and everything. And honestly, this little figure just looks cool. It is the size of a Voyager class with the other pieces from the Ultra Magnus piece, and that would make it a leader class. But right here now, it just looks like a Voyager class. And honestly, this actually doesn't look quite bad. Although I would seriously just get the Kingdom Leader class Optimus Prime just to fill out some certain voids in the collection. So, with now showing you the white Optimus Prime, now let's continue on with the transformation. So just as we did earlier, you're just going to slide this piece down, like so. And then you're just going to unclip these pieces, unclip the hollow cavity right here, put the head within the hollow cavity down here, then just clip these pieces. As it is rather hard to do right here, just unclip this. And then you're gonna have to move the whole torso, I believe 360 degrees, like so, like this. And there you have the front part of the truck. Then you're gonna have to fold in these feet pieces right here. Then connect the two legs together, like so, with this little tab. Make sure that this part does in fact click and is secure and everything. So that with that being done, you're gonna have to just get the arms, make sure they fold like this, like if he was gonna punch someone like that. Make sure they do look like that. Then you're just gonna have to make sure they do tab in right there, like so, and do the same process to the other arm. You're just gonna do that, and then after that you're gonna have to rotate the wrists, and just simply have this right there, like so. And there. We now have the white Optimus Prime fully transformed. Like the front part of Ultra Magnus's truck, fully transformed for the rest of the trailer. And honestly, it doesn't look quite bad. Although and one final step is that unclip the legs, just fold them up like this, and then clip them once again, as the nature of the design of Ultra Magnus's waist will restrict you from if you already have them connected like down here, it won't let you go unless you disconnect these and then put them back together. So honestly, what to say about this white Optimus Prime figure? It just, the Ultra Magnus figure, it just looks quite amazing and just looks quite cool and everything. You could do some cool stop motions with this figure, and with other 86 figures, such as Hot Rod and stuff. It just looks kind of cool, although this should all be red and everything because it is like it's the truck of Optimus Prime. So now we have that done. Let's set that off to the side and let's transform the rest of Ultra Magnus. So what you're first gonna do is first deattach this piece right here. Make sure this whole area is flat. Make sure that you unclip this piece. Make sure it's all flat like this. Make sure you do have it like this, and there, you have it all set. Just set it off to the side for now. Then now these pieces, the shoulder pieces, you're just gonna have to remove the missile pods. You could do this before or after, or like you could do this at this time, or you could do it before when I was disconnecting the shoulder pieces. You could have just removed them first, or you could just remove them right now. So just remove them like so. Just get this piece right here, remove it as well. Okay, so now you're going to have to make sure those shoulder pads do look like this. And then you're gonna notice one side has a tab and one side has a slot. So you're just gonna have to slide it in very carefully like so till it's nice and secure, and you could clearly see that it is really good and secure here. And you're just gonna have to set that off to the side. And then after that, these shoulder pieces right here, you're just gonna have to connect them somewhat like this, that they are in fact going to be facing Ultra Magnus's head. The points are going to be facing toward Ultra Magnus's head, like so. Do the same process to the other side. I recommend not pushing it too far, because in fact, I did have a lot of trouble trying to take it out, and I was really afraid of breaking the figure, so I recommend just leaving a little gap right there so it could be easier to take out. So I'm just gonna set that off to the side for now. Just the weapon accessory and the missile pods. You're just gonna set them off to the side, and this piece as well. And now most of your attention will apply to the back right here. So you're just gonna have to simply disengage this part right here, like so, and then just simply unfold out everything like this. So just as we saw with the first foot, you're gonna do with the second foot like so. So follow along like this, and then just unfold the whole entire foot. With that now being done, so make sure that the feet do face like this. Then after that, you're gonna have to get this red piece. Then make sure it does align up appropriately within this tiny little slot right here. You're gonna have to make sure it does align up right in that slot, and this middle tab does align in that slot right there. So you're just gonna simply align it up like that. And the same process over here on this side, which honestly this was a bit tricky the first time. Then after a while of transforming it back and forth, it does not become that hard. It is a bit hard, but like not so hard as it was before. So now with that being done, now we just have to align the rest of the trailer with the top part. So without further ado, just straighten out the trailer like so. Make sure that this tabs in to its corresponding slot, this as well. Make sure you do the same process to this side. Just first tab in the first two tabs and slots that you see, the first ones like this, because you're gonna have to you use rest of the truck a little bit later on. So make sure that these two aren't tabbed in just yet. So we're gonna set this off to the side for now and get Ultra Magnus's truck form right here. We're going to get his truck form, and we are going to simply insert it like so, like this. We're just going to have to insert it like this, and there. So now we are going to connect Ultra Magnus's truck with his trailer. So now let's connect Ultra Magnus with his trailer component. So the first thing you're going to have to do is that you're just going to have to align it up appropriately, as this part is extremely tricky. I recommend having this up to provide some extra clearance in order to transform it well. So then you're just going to have to just tap this into that slot you see right there, and this here as well, just right there. Then you're going to do the same process to the other part of the trailer. Just going to have to just connect this piece right there and connect that piece right there, just like so. Just simply connect it like that, and there. Now you have the pieces connected, and what you simply just have to do is just put this piece down, and then you just, if you want, it is your option to connect it or not. I would connect it, but honestly, you have the choice to either have it loose or have it connected in order to have it transformed. And now for an 86 size comparison, here we have Studio Series Hot Rod, Cup, and Blur, and Kingdom RC being compared to Kingdom Ultra Magnus. And honestly, the scale between all of this just looks amazing, marvelous of all of these figures and Ultra Magnus, and it just certainly creates iconic 86 movie moments. So honestly, I just think that this will look cool, and I'm not so sure if you can, or if the trailer, it was its intended purpose to store other Transformers, but I don't think it does, because other Transformers do not fit in there. But if you do have a core class figure, such as Optimus Prime, it does fit inside, and it does, like the core class Optimus Prime figure, it does fit inside, but it does not close correctly or anything. I just thought that would be kind of cool and kind of funny, but honestly, it doesn't close all the way. And now for the weapon storage. So let's just have the rest of the Autobots drive away. Let's just have them get out of here for a bit. So now with them gone, now for the weapon storage. So you're simply going to get his gun right here, the nice detailed piece right here. You're just gonna have to just simply slide it inside the circular slot, and just make sure this circular post goes in like so, and there. And now you have the option where to place the missile pods. You have the option to place in the back like this, which actually does look nice and all. Like from the back, it has his weapons ready and stuff. Like in case there's like a Decepticon flying. In case there's like a Decepticon flying over or something, that the missile pods, and then. Well, you know the rest. What's gonna happen to the Decepticon? Or my favorite way is to have them in the front, like so. Just have them in the front, which actually looks better, and it looks like Ultra Magnus is more ready for battle right here with all the missile pods ready, and then hits a Decepticon. So just to demonstrate, so the missile pods would go like so, and then the gun would be like trying to take out other little Decepticons and stuff, like that. And honestly, I just think it looks cool. This figure is just so amazing. This figure is my favorite War for Cybertron, and my favorite whole like Transformer figure that I have so far. Now just being my number one favorite doesn't mean it won't be number one favorite for long. It can change if I get a new figure or something that is actually so cool. So let's just take a look at the detail. It has the Autobot logo over here, transparent blue piece of plastic. I do love that, all the sculpting and everything. Although I am not a fan that the arms do show up. That is just a minor critique that I have, but but other than that, everything about this figure is perfect, and I am so happy that they did include this ladder, which the original Siege version just had a whole gap right there, and I did not like that. And I did pick up this Kingdom version, and it's just a total upgrade. On the sides, I hope like a third-party company could invent something to place her here and close in this gap, like the War for Cybertron Siege version did close up right here, and the Kingdom does not. Although the Kingdom looks better, honestly, I wish Hasbro or another third-party company could find a way to close up this part and probably give more weapons that would go on the sides and everything in any little slot they could find available. So, without further ado, now the part I mostly hate after transforming this figure is untransforming this figure, because this figure is just, it takes a while to transform, and this figure I just enjoy transforming it into a car, and in the robot it's fun, but still. So what you're simply gonna have to do is just deattach all the pieces we did attach. So simply just deattach right here, this as well. Now with these two pieces, just simply slide them like that, and then just have them ready like so. Okay, so now let's turn our attention to Ultra Magnus's main body. So you're just gonna have to do the same process we did before, like so. We're just gonna have to flip this over like this. Make sure this does go back like so. Make sure you get this plate right here and then flip it over so that it could turn dark blue instead of light blue. Then you're just going to do the same process to this side. Make sure that it does follow this exact thing. The legs right here, you're not going to fold them out in order to put Ultra Magnus's full body. Right now, I am not showing the Optimus Prime because I just showed Optimus Prime's body just recently and earlier on in the video. I'm just showing how to put the trailer and the car back to Ultra Magnus. So now, like I said before, like I left a little gap, it is easier. It is still hard, but it is a bit easier to separate these arm pieces like so. So then, these arm pieces, you're going to have to open them up like so. Just make sure this goes right here, like so. Oh wait, wrong side I believe. make sure it does go like this and clicks like this. Make sure that the same process is applied to this side. Do the same thing right here. You have Ultra Magnus's arm parts ready. So now for the feet and the chest and the head. You just separate the feet part, which is the back part of the trailer, from the chest unit. You're just gonna have to simply separate them. And make sure that this does eventually collapse like so. This thing does fold in like that. And then just now have this ready, and then I'll just use that as the last piece. So then now you're just gonna have to fold in these pieces right here. So just fold it in like so, and then just click these pieces right here like so. You have one of the legs ready. You're just gonna have it right there. You're gonna do the same process to the other leg right here like so. Then after that, you're gonna get the two main body part legs of the White Optimus, which is Ultra Magnus, and then simply just pop it in right here. Do the same process to this side. Just simply align it up nicely and secure, and there you have Ultra Magnus's feet and these parts ready. So now we're gonna mostly turn our attention mostly toward the top of Ultra Magnus, and then we're simply going to put in his shoulder pieces, which the hollow part is going to be facing toward where the head would be. So would be facing toward the head would be, and then this gray section right here will be facing toward the back where his back is. So you're just gonna simply just slide it in like this and click this in for support, so that this thing won't eventually slip out or fall out. So then you're gonna do the same process to this side. Simply just do that, and then clip this piece right here like so. Whoops, did it wrong. Just make sure that it does align up appropriately. So let me just go over here for a better view. And then now we're just gonna have to clip it in like so, like that. So then now with that being done, now we get Ultra Magnus's head part. So now you're gonna have to just clip it on like so, like that. You're just gonna have to push it on. Make sure that this bottom part does collapse and clips like this, like that, and there. Now you have Ultra Magnus ready in his fully transformed robot form. And now for the weapon accessories, for the storage, just have them like this, like so, and then just have the missile pods ready like so. Just put them in their arms, in their corresponding arms, like this, and then do the same process to the other arm right here. Just gonna slide it in like that. Slide it in, and there. So now we have Ultra Magnus fully transformed into his G1 cartoon War for Cybertron form. And honestly, what to say of this figure is, honestly, I think that this figure looks amazing. The sculpting, all the detail with this figure just looks nice and amazing. This is so far my favorite War for Cybertron figure, my favorite Transformer figure. Just an absolute favorite. And some final thoughts for this Transformer figure. Honestly, what to say about this figure, it is just amazing. Like I said a few seconds ago, it is my favorite figure. I do recommend this figure. On HasbroPost.com, you can get him for $49.99. At Target, online or in store, you can get him for $45.49. I recommend that you get it at Target, and when you scan it, when the cashier scans it, and then it shows up as $49.99, tell them that online or that you saw it at $45.49 if you want to get this figure. And honestly, I do recommend this figure. This is the best Transformer Ultra Magnus I have ever seen. My only one I have so far, and is actually going to be like one of the best Transformers ever. So honestly, what to say is that I recommend this figure. It's a great figure, and the box was quite big. Honestly, thinking about it, the box was really huge, and compared to the figure. And I do recommend getting this figure and everything. And if you haven't noticed, I did match the figure posing how he would look like on the box right here, and it does look quite cool in both toy and in both CGI form. So that concludes my review of Transformers Transformers Kingdom Warfare Cybertron Trilogy Leader Class Ultra Magnus. So leave a like, please subscribe, keep on subscribing. Thank you to all of those who have subscribed, all my friends who have subscribed and everything. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed. I will see you again at our next Transformers, either a War for Cybertron video or a Transformers Studio Series video. As I am not letting go of the Studio Series, I'm just taking a few steps with the War for Cybertron, and I will see you at our next video. Thanks for watching and goodbye. Until then, I'll see you at our next video. Thanks for watching.